Okay, today we are playing a game on Route 66. We are in the Platinum SR range, and we will be playing Sombra the entire way through. We are also on the console today, so consider yourself forewarned. So we've got Defend Route 66 first. We are a little bit ways into this round at the start, you might notice. May was already dead, May's been revived, and we started the video quite low already. Just also so everybody knows, this is a 29-minute, 59-second video. We're gonna be here for a little while today. It's gonna be one of those kinds of games. So, we're halfway towards Emp already. They have a Doomfist, which is good news for us because we're playing Sombra, and we counter Doomfist pretty solidly. So we want to try and bully him as much as we can. There is a Moira and a Winston. This can make it difficult for us to hack people, because there's a lot of just like AoE damage floating around, and sometimes Doomfist flies through the crowd of people and punches you in the face. Sometimes life is just difficult like that, you know? So our teammates have got a couple ultimates ready. We got Sound Barrier and Blizzard ready. We've almost got Emp ready as well. So it's looking good for this defense coming up right here. We got a lot of ultimates to chuck at them. We tried to hack Winston. Quite a bold hack to go for. We were very close to the bad men when we went for that, and we did in fact get interrupted before we could finish the hack. Now we pop him, we use Emp, and this was a great time to use Emp because we've caught Bob. And I love how depressed Bob looks about that situation. Just look at how forlornly and sadly he floats in the graviton while hacked. And I mean, right, like, fair enough, right? Like, don't we all feel like Bob right now when we're stuck in the graviton? But anyway, we emptied the enemy team. We got Bob. We got Mercy as well while she was using Valkyrie. Mercy and Valkyrie getting hacked is extremely sad because it actually deactivates her regen, which, following the rules of hacked, you know, it doesn't quite make... I guess it makes more sense ever since they buffed it so it worked on Lucio's aura as well. Because it was kind of like, it's stuff you need to push a button for, but I guess there's some precedent for it now. Anyway, whatever. We got a bunch of people who were very sad to be hacked, and then we re-hacked the Doomfist afterwards as well, so he spent just 10 seconds of his life being extremely sad. So there's Junkrat, Moira, fucking Winston, and there's a McCree now as well we can see in the kill feed. So if there's a Junkrat and a McCree, Doomfist's gone, we don't have to worry about that one anymore, but there is now even more Moira's wasting her ultimate over here, which is very nice for us. I think she gets away. Yeah, she gets away, but she wasted her ultimate, so that's good in and of itself. We do have a lot of AoE to dodge while we're trying to hack people now, which is inconvenient, isn't it? But we are playing Sombra, so we can just get behind them before we start doing stuff, and then, hey, less of a problem. Didn't manage to kill the Junkrat right there, unfortunately. A little bit of a temporal shift. We really don't want to... We pushed him kind of at the same time. We don't want to translocate away from this graviton because we've got Emp at 99%, but we pushed it at more or less the same time, so... Unfortunate timing, because we'd love to combo Emp with graviton, but we were scared and ejected. McCree's doing that. We're playing Sombra, we don't have to worry about it too much. I do not want to use Emp right now, because I'm pretty sure most of our team is dead. Ryan is dead. Already, so that's one. Mercy just died as well. Zari is dead. Half our team is dead right now. So, use it, and then Lucio dies right after we push it as well. Emp is, once the fight starts going badly like that, Emp is unlikely to turn the team fight around. It can, if the remaining people are, like, really, really important. It can still work. Because like, we got a May on our team. It's not impossible to imagine a situation where we Emp, May uses Blizzard, and then we're able to kill them even though we're at a numbers disadvantage, but... Outside of, like, very specific circumstances, once half your team is dead, you don't want to use Emp anymore. You kind of need your teammates to capitalize on Emp if it's going to get any value. So I've gone back here, because McCree just uses Flashbang right there, so hacking McCree has suddenly become a lot less exciting. We can still stop his roll from happening, but the main thing of McCree is stopping the Flashbang, so once he's already used that, it's like, whatever. Here, we just, like, drop down in full view of the enemy team, and start trying to hack the Mercy. not exactly very likely to work out and just has risk of death associated with it, so we would have been better off just translocating across to go for that. This is a very bold hack to go for, because we've got Coalescing Moira right next to us, just throwing that towards us as well, but we do actually manage to hack this Winston. I would actually rather not hack Winston right now. What I'd rather do instead, I forgot to start the pen, is like, we were over behind the billboard, we could just like hook back around over here and try to hack the Moira from behind them, instead of coming out to hack the Winston, and if we could get that off, that would be a more impactful hack than the Winston. As we can see, it didn't really matter, because Reinhardt earth-shattered them instead, but then we all got stuck in the Graviton. Lucio didn't have sound barrier. Did Lucio actually have sound barrier to use for this, and we died anyway? No, Lucio didn't have sound barrier for this, so unfortunately we just get murdered in the Graviton. He used it so shortly ago. He's at 9%. God damn it. Zarya must have been, like, fucking sick. So, May's using Blizzard right now, like, 1v6. It's actually not impossible to imagine that working, because if people don't like to touch the point during Blizzard, so if she managed to kill the people touching it with the Blizzard on top of it, that might have actually worked, but as we can see, it obviously didn't. We've managed to make it back in time to stall the point out. It's not exactly looking good. If we can build it, we're really close to Emp. If we can build up Emp, it's not completely impossible for this to work. Winston was using Primal Rage over there, so we tried to get as much damage in on him as we could to build up our ultimate. McCree is coming back to join the fight, just barely managed to kill him before he got back, and we use the Emp right now. It's not exactly super likely to work, and then that happens, so obviously it's not going to work at all now. I would have gone for it regardless, because the potential, like, the risk versus reward there is, like, we potentially win the round on the first checkpoint, and the penalty now is, well, we still have 2 more checkpoints to play with, right? So I would have gone for the Emp regardless anyway, because it still was, like, it wasn't completely untenable, and the reward was so high, and the risk, you know, the risk is unfortunate, because now we don't have Emp for this upcoming fight, but the payoff, the potential payoff was way better. So, McCree is running away. We are hacking McCree right now. McCree already used Flashbang and Roll, because he rolled away right after he did this, correct? Yeah, he rolled right there. So he's already used all his abilities now. All this does is stop him from maybe using Deadeye. It would be better to have hack right now, because we could hack, like, the Zarya in there to stop her from being able to use her bubble, which she did right there. Or, if we decide not to hack anybody in there, Moira got out of the Graviton and is coalescing over there now. So we could hack her instead, but we used the hack on McCree after he'd already used all of his abilities, so not super exciting. Once a hero's already used their abilities, the hack becomes much less good because, well, they've used all their abilities. The hack effect is suddenly way less helpful. That was a very risky maneuver. We just, like, hung around the entire enemy team again right after that, while, like, most of our team is dead, so it was a little bit sketchy. Here comes all that AoE damage, making it difficult for us to get a hack off in there. Here comes Winston again. Winston's building up his ult very fast. Winston's doing a good job. He's very fucking far in right now. Unfortunately, we got, like, too close to the Winston to really go for the hack, but he was, like, in and around some doorways, which made it difficult. So they've captured this checkpoint now. We managed to pick off the McCree right there. We keep going in to the enemy team afterwards, which was very, very scary, but we got away with it, and if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. That's what I always say. We should have translocated as soon as we saw that McCree pop out right there, because god, did we risk a lot of death right there. But we got away with it again, and if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. Like, yeah, it just keeps happening, doesn't it? So we go for the Emp here. Our team is mostly still alive. Reinhardt's dead. Unfortunately, like, the only ultimate we have to combo with our Emp right now is Sound Barrier, which is not particularly exciting. And then they throw all these ultimates back at us right now. We should be pushing Tab, well, back, I suppose, because we're on the console, right? We should be checking our team's ult charge a lot if we're playing Sombra, because ideally, we combo Emp with another ultimate. You don't always have to combo Emp with another ultimate. The effect is strong enough that it can get you through a team fight without a combo, but your teammates need to be in a solid position. Whereas if you got another ultimate, That's, you know, combo graviton and play. This is a team wipe, right? That's a fucking team wipe. So, hack got interrupted. Oh, it's okay. We still killed him. He didn't kill anybody. Great. Tried to hack him, but it got interrupted before we could put it off. Very sad. The hacking Moira there wouldn't have mattered because she'd already used all of her abilities by that point as well. It could have potentially stopped her from using Fade again for like an extra second or two, but you know, once somebody's used their abilities, hacking them is not very exciting anymore. So we're trying really hard to get the stagger. We got the stagger on the Junkrat. He is like really staggered, and this is a very bad time for him to be staggered. Mercy rezzed him. Because they've got 40 seconds left, so him being staggered is, like, really bad for them right there, but they got a Mercy. Mercy managed to res him. So we translocate back. It was getting, Temporal Shift. We just popped out to emp them right here. Junkrat got his ultimate off. We could see that one slide by right there, unfortunately. Their Junkrat is, like, really doing a lot of work. We should try and focus the Junkrat more, because we can, you know, get behind the enemy team and bully people around. Junkrat's one that's, like, pretty good to hack, because if you hack him, he can't use his concussive mind to escape anymore. And he is, like... Junkrat has won them a few team fights right now, so he should be a fairly high priority for us at this point. But this whole... The whole round has been, like, really fucking messy. Like... They've been playing a divecom, we've been in this confined, like, the whole round has been very chaotic and very messy. But we do, like, Junkrat has shown us that, like, he's putting in a lot of work for the enemy team. We should try and bully that man, if we can. Yeah, it depends on where he is, on whether or not we would really get away with that, but he's like the reason they haven't lost the round now, basically, if we go back to that first checkpoint, right? Like, he captured them that checkpoint. They've got a Bastion. We're playing Sombra. This is very exciting news for us. We basically just want to bully Bastion as much as physically possible. Symmetra just died. Oh, we hacked Mercy. I wonder if we hacked Mercy by accident. It's hard to tell because we had a bit of a shift in here. Based off of how we were looking at Bastion and hacked the Mercy, I'm going to guess that was a lock-on issue rather than an intentional choice, which is unfortunate. Yeah. You can decrease the sensitivity. Yeah, you can decrease the sensitivity to try and reduce the chance of that happening, but I don't know if that's particularly helpful to do on console. Hack Bastion again. They just got Earth Shattered, so hacking Bastion ended up not mattering, but we do want to hack Bastion as much as possible. We're playing Sombra. If you're playing Sombra versus a Bastion, hack the Bastion at every fucking opportunity you get. Do not give that man a moment of breathing room. You still want to be building up your ult charge as much as you can. Sometimes focusing the Bastion is going to come at the cost of you not building your ultimate as quickly. But the less time Bastion spends in turret form, the better for your team overall. So we do want to focus the fuck out of him. I think he might have changed. That Reaper might be the Bastion. Might also be the Symmetra, to be fair. We're like running through the Coalescence trying to hack Moira right now. Don't even go for it. It's just going to end up getting our hack interrupted. Like, we're in the middle of such an AoE clusterfuck. It's very hard to hack people in the middle of the team fight. If we can, we want to try and, like, hover around the edge of the team fight instead. Then we can hack people safely from the sideline. And Sombra's gun is, like, good enough. You can actually stand on this? I've never actually stood on this part of the roof before. I always thought you slid off of it. You learn something new every day. Reaper is a decent one to hack. It's better to hack him when he's going for something aggressive, because if you hack him while he's going for something, then he can't Wraith form out again, which is what Reaper really wants to do, so he's not very good to just kind of hack for the sake of it. He's better hacked when he's, like, trying to make something happen, because then he can't disengage safely. Very risky maneuver we went for right there, electing to try and bait the flashbang out rather than hack the McCree, and then he comes around the corner and 2-taps us. You know, if he gets the headshot on you, you die very suddenly. We threw the translocator, we just didn't go in time. We died very unexpectedly, so, you know, it's like when Doomfist punches you through the entire enemy team, right? Sometimes you get fucked. Sometimes you walk around the corner and Hanzo was spamming into the choke point. Yeah, such is life in Overwatch, you know. It's not very feasible to avoid, like, every single death in this video game. So we elect to go for this Emp anyway. Was McCree using Deadeye? Yes, he was. Okay, so that does make the Emp worth it. Because it looks like we were going to kill them regardless in the Graviton, but it was worth it to stop Deadeye, if nothing else. Unfortunately, we didn't get Reaper with it, so he was able to use Death Blossom and killed a couple people, but by that point, we've already won the team fight anyway, so Reaper using Death Blossom there is irrelevant. We reinforce way before they do, so it's fine. And it was worth using the Emp to stop the Deadeye, because it looked like McCree was going to be in a position to, like, kill a lot of people with Deadeye. Did we have a translocator down for that death right there? No, we didn't have a translocator down. Not less safe when you don't have a translocator down, because if that kind of thing starts happening, you die. Reinhardt didn't block Earth Shatter. Team dies. Life is hard. You know, if we didn't die, it's possible we could have stopped that from happening, because we might have hacked the Reinhardt instead. So, you know, it's possible we could have affected the outcome of that team fight, but we haven't really been very interested in hacking the tanks so far. You know, we've mostly been hacking McCree. We've basically just been hacking the DPS so far. Reinhardt's a very upsetting one to hack. Like, bully the Reinhardt as much as you can as well. Reinhardt's a good one to bully because he's also, like, easy ult charge when he's hacked as well. So we're going to go for a back cap now while they're fighting over there, which is fair enough. Our teammates are winning the team fight without us right now as well, so it's more distracting. Now, there is the case to be made that we should have been over there helping with that team fight instead, because our teammates were winning that fight up until they stopped winning that fight. So if we were... I know. But if we were over there, they might have won that team fight instead. But we did come close to getting the back cap, so, you know, it's kind of debatable what the correct play was, but... we needed to take it so far for that back cap to work that I would have rather been involved in the team fight, personally. But we did get it pretty close, so, you know, you could make a case. I would have rather been in the team fight, though. Especially knowing that, like, our teammates killed a couple people. If we were over there, we might have just won the team fight out and out. So we got Emp right now. Translocate up, use Emp. Classic maneuver. Moira's sad for 2 reasons over there. Trying to re-hack Reinhardt, but we're still in the middle of the enemy team right now, so it doesn't really work out. We did not need to jump down again after doing this. We could hover, we could hang out up there and just, like, look down at Reinhardt over the top and start hacking him. And he would be very upset about that, because then his options become look up to stop us from hacking him and be getting hit by the entirety of our team, or block our team, and then we hack him from above, right? So that brother's just jumping down here. Now we have to, like, try and body our way through Reinhardt to hack him. And at this point, we're winning the team fight, like, really resoundingly. So it ends up being, like, a fairly irrelevant thing, but we did not need to jump down. We could have stayed on that high ground and been more annoying. Moira somehow didn't see. We elect to just try and kill her. She almost certainly used Fade to get back there faster, so hacking her would have been unnecessary, and just killing her faster is good, you know? Killing people faster is good. So another temporal shift. We ended up in a very, we ended up transitioning from a position of total safety to getting chased by a Reinhardt. So, Reaper is very sad now. His teammates, look at all that. Look at that shocking display of teamwork right there. We hack Reaper, and he gets frozen. But his team just fucking rallies around him. Zarya starts body blocking for him. My god, what a disgusting display of teamwork. Absolutely repellent. Fucking teamwork in my Overwatch? Unbelievable. So we've got Emp built up now. They almost certainly know we were playing around this health kit based off of where we translocated away right there. We decided not to put our translocator back over there again now that we're looking to use Emp, as you may imagine, right here. Ryan just used Earth Shatter. He didn't hit anybody with it, so even if he did, Emp can counter that kind of engagement fairly easily as well, but he didn't hit anybody, so instead we just get to engage on them instead, right after he used his ultimate. Here's Bridget. Bridget's hacked now. Bridget's very sad. Bridget should not have been that far up regardless, right there. It made it even easier for her to kill her, because she was out of position. We hack Reaper. He can't Wraith out now. Oh, okay, we still killed him anyway. Zarya tried to save him, but he did not get away with it. Trying to kill the Mercy. Somebody popped out from the spawn behind us. We hack the Mercy. That is fair enough, but... and... I don't know when Zarya last used Graviton, so I would actually rather hack Zarya right now, to be honest with you, because I'm scared of them using Graviton to turn this teamfight around. It's possible I've not been tracking Zarya's ultimate, so she might not be anywhere fucking close to it right now, but hacking Mercy's a good one. It's just we're really close to winning, and Graviton scares me, so I would have actually rather hacked her. Zarya's usually not a super impactful hack because her abilities are really long cooldowns, so once she's used them, she's kind of done. But if you stop Graviton from happening, you know, evidently she was nowhere close to having Graviton because she would have used it by now if she had it. It's taken us a little while to get it right here. She's dead now, finally. So evidently she was nowhere fucking close, but, you know, that's my fault for not tracking her ultimate very closely. In my defense, I'm easily distracted. I'm also terrible. So we use Emp, we managed to build up Emp again, use it, Ryan used Earth Shatter, good times. Here comes Mei, we've hacked Mei, she can't use Ice Block now, that's our Reinhardt we were trying to shoot, which is a little awkward. Here comes Roadhog, Roadhog's not going to touch the point, oh well. So we both did it in overtime, so we both get the extension, it wouldn't have mattered, we both get the extension regardless on a payload map. No, we would have both gotten the extension regardless anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter, payload map you always get the extension, if one team finishes. Right? If both teams finish, you get the extension. Regardless of the overtime. Because if it's a hybrid or a 2CP map and one team finishes in overtime and the other finishes with a minute plus, the overtime team does not get an extension at all. But payload maps, if you got to the end, you'll never be in that situation. So they've got a Bastion. We're hacking Reinhardt right now to try and make it harder for them to get set up on the payload to begin with, which is fair enough. We are being held hostage a little bit, but we're playing Sombra, so we can get out of here if things get scary. Things got scary, we disengage. So it is fair enough to hack the Reinhardt to make it more difficult for them to get set up on the payload, but the trade-off for that is that their Bastion can just sit really far back right there and still be shooting at our teammates anyway, so... personally, I'd rather bully the Bastion more than the Reinhardt. Zarya stopped us. I would have rather have bullied the Bastion rather than bully the Reinhardt, but there's a case to be made for bullying the Reinhardt as well, because it could make it harder for them to get set up. But at the same time, they can't get set up if Bastion's hacked regardless. Anyway, so we have Emp ready. We use Emp right now. Our teammates are in no position to start fighting yet. The only person that was nearby at that point in time was Reinhardt. Reinhardt's dead now. Oh no, Zarya was there as well. Zarya's just getting held hostage by Reaper right now, so it's, still, our teammates are not in a position to be fighting right now, because that's the thing you have to bear in mind when you use Emp, you know. I'm ready to fight, but is my team ready to fight? Because if my team's not ready to fight, then this Emp is not going to be very exciting. And our team wasn't ready to fight yet. If we had Emp, like, right now. If we'd used Emp right before that happened, that would have been even better. But we used our Emp a little bit too early right there. Our teammates were not ready to fight yet. It's possible our Emp, like, put us in a position where we were able to stabilize enough to get that team fight rolling at all, because we did start getting a team fight going, but our teammates were not ready to fight, so we should have just held the Emp for when our team would be in a better position. And, you know, is our team necessarily ever going to be in a better position? Yeah, you know, that's the price you play when you play with randoms, you know? Sometimes your team never actually groups up enough for you to use Emp effectively. Life is difficult sometimes, yeah. So they've captured the first checkpoint. It doesn't matter, really, if they capture that checkpoint, because they're not going to get any time extensions or anything, so it doesn't matter they captured the checkpoint. It just, you know, they're obviously further along the track now. Reaper's onto us, unfortunate. We don't have Emp now, we're halfway towards having Emp again. Basically, like, we always want to get back to this Emp as soon as fucking possible. Like, if we had Emp right now, that'd be fucking great, but we used our Emp, so we gotta get back to our Emp as soon as possible. We bullied the Reinhardt a bit, we're basically back to having our Emp again. This is, you know, you bully a tank as, Sombra, you're gonna build your ult really fucking fast. So we've got Emp, our teammates, no, half our team's dead, half our team died. I was thinking about it because only 2 of our teammates were dead and the rest of them are piling on, but then Zarya died right before we did this, and then Lucio died right as we did it as well, so no. Even with the 2 dead, like, it's not great by that point, but I was thinking, you know, they're piling on, we only really have to get them off the payload, we don't need to fully wipe them at this point, so maybe, but then people died right as we translocated up to use the EMP as well. We had time to react and not commit to using the EMP by that point, but we still used it anyway. So every time we do that with the EMP, like, it gets a little bit worse. Like, oh, imagine if we had EMP right now. Imagine if we had the EMP right there. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, you hate to see it. If we had it for that team fight, it would have been a complete wash. There's no way they would have survived that situation in the Graviton with the EMP on our team piling on them. But we didn't have it. We didn't have it. We almost have it again. We've got Blizzard to use with it at this time. Hopefully May doesn't just throw it at them 1v6, which, you know, the further and further they get along the track, the more likely it is for our teammates to just throw their ultimates at the enemy team, like panicking, you know? We are using our emote, which I assume was by accident. Obviously bad, but it has to have been by accident. So we've almost got M. We can see that May is up to no good. We hack Bastion. Bastion's got configuration tank ready. That's kind of scary. We end up having to disengage. Bastion's using configuration tank right now. The shell just landed right in front of our face. I didn't hear it go off. Configuration tank's activation line is so fucking quiet, dude. I hate it. I wish it was more obvious. So we're waiting. Blizzard's happened. We're gonna use EMP now. Start killing them one by one. Hey, we're gonna get him this time. Try to hack the Reinhardt. It doesn't really matter if we get the hack off by that point. He was the last one alive. But hey, hacking him is a little bit better. So, he's pushed 0 on the numpad. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. This is their round. Yes. Further. Here we go. Okay, great. So there isn't a lot of time left on this. It's possible we just don't get held up. Is it still mathematically possible? I think it's still mathematically possible for us to win. Just barely. You know, well, we've had a few temporal shifts as well, right? That gives you a little bit more wiggle room on the timeline as well, doesn't it? So, yeah. So they've got double shield going. A little bit inconvenient for us as Sombra, because it just makes it harder for you to farm ult, basically. Makes it a little bit harder to hack people as well. I don't know what the fuck our Roadhog was up to, dude. Like, how the fuck did he end up over there? Oh, fuck, we were next to Moira the whole time. I didn't know, so fair enough, but we should have been focusing the Moira right there. She was, like, not paying... Oh, God. Very scary. She was not paying attention to us. We were, like, right next to her. We might have been able to, like, one-clip the Moira from the position we were in. We hacked the... Mercy. Honestly, like, Mercy is, like, pretty low priority as a hack, unless you think you're gonna kill the Mercy. Because, like, the only ability you're really stopping when you go for that kind of play is GA. So you have to be pretty confident you're gonna kill her for that hack to work out. Otherwise, you're better off hacking somebody else who's more likely to be using their cooldowns. So Earth Shatter just happened, we run in, we use EMP to make sure we win this team fight, that's fair enough. We might have won regardless, but, you know, better safe than sorry, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't like that translocator play at all, going right up next to the fucking Junkrat right there, oh no. I'd rather just shoot him with the SMG. Like, Sombra's gun is pretty good, the SMG is pretty good. You can shoot the Junkrat from further away. He's got a pretty, like, Junkrat's got a good model to be hitting. Somebody was, oh god. That all got very scary right there, but we got away with it. We're gonna hack the Reaper again? We decided not to hack the Reaper. Oh, yes! Oh, fuck that guy. Oh, that felt good. Oh, that felt good. Right before he touched it. Oh, yes. Oh. Honestly, I don't think I would have done that. I'm pretty sure I would have just been like, I'm gonna get that guy before he touches the health kit. But that was indeed the play. Hack the health kit before he gets to it. So we are in the middle of the fucking melee right now. We don't want to be in the middle of the melee as Sombra. It just makes it harder to hack people. We want to be, like, hovering around the edge of the melee again. It just makes it easier to hack people. And Sombra's gun is like long enough range that you can skirt just around the outside of the fight and still be effective. It makes it easier to hack people. Hacking people is good as Sombra. Usually it's kind of her main gimmick, you know? It's usually good to try and leverage it. So, things are going well so far. Orisa is, like, pretty by herself right now, so this is pretty free to go for, unless she kills us. We don't want to be getting closer to the Orisa. It only makes it easier for Orisa. Like, we can hit the Orisa from further away. We've got a hit scan gun. It's not especially, precision-based, and Orisa's got a fucking big head. So us getting closer to Orisa is only really making it easier for her. Sigma. Sig9. Damn. Tragic. I mean, we had to go really fucking far, so nobody's, like, particularly surprised, are we? Life is very difficult like that sometimes. Who got played the game? The Ghost? Ah, it's Reinhardt. That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, that was a pretty juicy fire strike as well. Yeah, he earned it. Good job, Reinhardt. Yeah, you do that, buddy. You go for it. So, what stood out the most? Oh, fucking... Look at Lucio, what a hero. That's a lot of healing. He might not have been Lucio the whole time, but that is a lot of healing. It was a very long game at the same time. That's a lot of healing. You don't usually see a Lucio pop up at the end with 33k healing, so good job of him. So the most, like, being, like, way too fucking in the team. Fucking Junkrat, actually. The DPS had 11 minutes, 20 seconds objective time. That's pretty insane. Good job, Junkrat. Damn. Anyway, positioning. We're, like, in the team fight way more than we should be as Sombra. We want to skirt the outside of the fight, so it makes it easier for us. I've covered that. I've beaten that drum enough times. We won't go for it again. And we started using our amp, like, really badly. We didn't have too many, like, super exciting amps. We had a couple, but, like, for the most part, our amps were not particularly exciting, and the ones towards the very end, on our second defense, like, they started getting pretty fucking bad towards the end there, so that was unfortunate as well. But, like, getting, like, way into these team fights. Try and skirt the outside a little bit more. This makes it easier to do stuff. If you're in the middle of the melee as Sombra, it's so much harder to get your stuff off. You are way more likely to have to translocate out of the fight early because, like, just AoE damage is going to clock you. You know, bad times like that. So there you go. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 8 p.m. EST till midnight EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.